I like to stack it in kind of a crisscross pattern, and then we will start our fire. Light it in the back. Light it here. And we'll get some more kindling ready, and we'll be ready to go. There we go. And our fire is started at about 12:30. This is in about 5 minutes from starting our fire, and you can see the wood's really getting going. And we got a beautiful draft pulling up the chimney. And what I also suggest right now is to have a stick where you can move the coals around and have a bucket of clean water, and we'll put this stick right in that clean water, somewhat clean water, doesn't matter, just cold water, to get the moisture moving up into that stick. That's what we're going to move the coals around with at a certain point, and move some logs around. So we don't want the wood catching on fire immediately, so we want to get it nice and moist, and that will really help you to move and adjust your coals that when you're building your fire. You will also notice when I add wood, I start the fire pretty close to the front of the oven, and that's basically where you're going to be cooking your pizzas. So you want those bricks to get nice and hot, so you want to keep your fire up in the front of the oven until about an hour and a half into the process before you sweep your coals all the way into the back, and that keeps those coals really hot. You want to just check that not a lot of fire is climbing up the chimney, meaning out through the front of the pizza oven and up the chimney. You will also notice right now, about 10 minutes after, the complete roof of the dome of the pizza oven is all covered in soot from the fire. What we're looking for when we're ready to start cooking pizza is for all that soot to be burned off. That way we know the oven is burning about 780 degrees. Carbon usually burns off about 780, 800 degrees, and we know we're ready to start cooking pizzas at that point. So we're going to keep loading some wood into the fire. We're going to move it in the back. If you are finding that some of your wood is relatively green, meaning it's popping a lot, you can cover the front of your pizza oven with a fashion screen kind of spark arrestor, which will prevent these sparks from shooting out the front of the oven. I mean, that's if your wood is not dry enough. I mean, if you find some wood that's been wet or it's rained in the last couple of days, you'll find that your wood will spark a little bit. And that's why it's really important to have a screen on hand. Really important to note, you can put the screen on the first time with no gloves on, but after the first time, you want to remove that screen with a fireproof, fire retardant glove. These are NASCAR based gloves, really heat proof, which really helps when you're cooking pizza or removing that screen, because that screen does get very hot in a short amount of time. Back inside, and you can see the preparations going forward. The pizza oven has been started for about 20 to 25 minutes. We're about an hour and 40 minutes away from cooking our pizzas. The dough has been brought out and uncovered, as you can see here, all the condensation wiped out from around the bowls, and it will finish its rise right in these bowls. Flour, a small bowl of semolina. We'll go over all these ingredients when we're making pizza as well. And my beautiful assistant has gotten all the ingredients started. We have some grapes, red and green, cut in half. We have some fresh basil and buffalo mozzarella. Our sauce has also been brought out of the refrigerator. And we have some olive oil essential, some sea salt essential, some garlic to be cut up later. We also have, from over here, rosemary also coming out to be put on the tray to be brought out. Really important to get all your ingredients in their place to be brought out when you're ready to make pizza. We also have our cutting board, our cooling racks, our pizza cutter, also our pock maker. When we make focaccia, we'll pock the dough with holes so it doesn't bubble up and completely become a balloon in the oven, because it's so hot when that dough goes in, it just wants to expand and bubble up. And what else? Tomatoes right here from the local Atwater Village farmer's market every Sunday, so it's perfect for us when we have our pizza parties on Sunday before our tomatoes in the garden are ready. So now we're at the point about an hour and 20 minutes has gone by. We are preparing. We got the dough outside. You can see the flour and semolina. Outside the dough is looking beautiful. And we'll come back to the fire. And let's check out the dome. And the dome is starting just to get clean right now. You can see our bed of coals. It's what really keeps the iron hot, the oven hot. And it's looking very good. The carbon is burning off the roof of the pizza oven. It's looking fantastic. The wood is burning down beautifully. We'll add a little more wood in about 5 minutes after it burns down to coals. And then we'll push all the coals to the back and it'll burn all the soot off the sides and off the back of the pizza oven. And we should be getting really close to making pizzas. I mean, our fresh basil, our fresh rosemary, our olive oil, our grapes. We're going to be making traditional margarita pizzas. Buffalo mozzarella, basil, olive oil, and tomato sauce. The coals to get the oven completely cleaned out, and you'll see it all burned down to coals. It's about an hour and 50 minutes. And we're looking good. We're going to make a focaccia. We've taken out a piece of dough. We've sprinkled the peel with some semolina flour to keep it moving. We've made the first focaccia on the marble table. And you can see Laura makes sure it moves on the peel. There you go, it slides really nice. And you can see over at the pizza oven, I have swept all the coals to the back. And you can see what I mean by a clean oven. You see the roof, all the carbon's burned off in the back, the hearth, and the dome. And we have an oven that's right about 950 degrees. You can see she's pockmarking the dough so it doesn't bubble up. And here comes the olive oil. Beautiful. And then we'll add a little sea salt and maybe a little fresh rosemary and we'll be good. Check it out. There we go. That's after 45 seconds. We'll switch it around a little. And 2 minutes 15 seconds. We're looking good. We're all done. So right over to the wood cutting board. Beautiful. So you can see our piece of focaccia very nicely crisp on the bottom, perfectly cooked on the top. So here we have a focaccia with fresh grapes and feta cheese and a little sea salt and olive oil. It's going to go in the oven. Here we go. Traditional margarita pizza. We got buffalo mozzarella, fresh basil, olive oil, sea salt, and tomato sauce. Ready to go in the oven.
Yeah.
So this is after 1 minute and it is almost done. Let it go for another 40 seconds and we'll be done. And here we are at 2 minutes. Beautiful mozzarella margherita. Questo qua. Grazie per tutto, di tutto, tutti. Grazie Romano. E ciao. Buona fortuna e fare queste pizze. Ciao, ciao, ci si vede presto, ciao.